Hi, welcome to this PlansXpress video. In this video I shall be going through the renovation tools. To start with, I already have a house drawn on my page represented with these non-estimated walls, doors, windows and such. I also have a small extension drawn on the side with an opening already placed in the wall. Now I'm going to go up to this main wall here, that's set as non-estimated, and I'm going to hack off the plaster on this, replaster and decorate. And this is going to be applied as a treatment. So I'm going to go to the Renovation drop down tab here, and from the menu of options I have, I'm going to go to Internal Wall Renovation. This one is quite powerful. It goes all the way from reskimming and decorating, all the way down to battening, insulating and reboarding the walls, and then picture rail dado if you require. For this task, I'm going to select the Hack All Walls, Replaster, Replace Skirtings and Decorate. Though either which one of these you select, you can still change the settings as you go through the 4-page wizard. Now for this one, I have the options there to strip wallpaper from walls. Now it's not wallpapered, so I can leave that as no, but I can go straight to hacking the plaster off the walls. There is a thickness associated with this, and then a bulking factor for correct skippage. I am going to replaster and skim these walls, but these walls are not to be insulated, so I'm going to leave that setting as no. I can, if I have small features to work around, I can add corner bead. I can set the centers of battens if I am to be battening the wall for insulation. And I'm going to say yes to the sealing the walls plastering. I do have extra options on the bottom left here for decoration to walls, so I can say if these walls are to be decorated, which is yes, or if they are to be wallpapered, which is already said no to this. I have the same similar options there for internal doors, if they're to be painted, windows, and external doors. So these are for the window boards, threshold boards, interior of window boards and such, not the actual windows or doors themselves. We treat them separately, and we will go through them in a moment. So moving on to page 2, I have my door details, so I can set the reveal depth of these doors. So if I go to Tech Tips and Tech Labels, I can see they're labelled at the top for me. I can go through and I can say if the architrave is going to be removed for these internal doors. I can say if the architrave is to be replaced with new, or I can refit the existing afterwards. Same for threshold strips on the internal externals. I can also remove the skirting, replace the skirting with new, or refit existing. So I've got lots of options here. Going through the window details, so I've got the reveal depth on the window as well. I can even say remove, replace. Down here on the bottom left, I have options as well for the cornice, coving, picture rail and such. By default, they're set to no because of the setting I selected. I'm going to go click on window details, so I'm back to page 3 of my wizard. Click next, and then I have other opening details. So enter the typical depth reveal to any openings other than the windows and doors. So I'll have openings there, so they'll be about 300 deep. Click finish, and if I look to my command window, it will say select entity to add treatment to. So this will be this wall at the top here. So all I need to do is click on the line of the wall, and it will give me a text label to place. So I can actually place that in the wall, and I can even change the orientation if I wish. I'm going to run that inside the wall by clicking there. It will prompt me if I want to add allowance for any plant sundry material costs. So I'm going to click yes there, and it will give me options to add in a time for breaker, wheelbarrow for removal of spoil, shovel, plant delivery collection, and allowance for sundries. Now I can say no to this and only say yes once I've done the final wall, or I can do it individually. In this case, I'm going to click finish on this and apply this plant to this wall. So once again, it's a text label, so I can click once to place and then click a second time for the orientation. I don't need to add any more plant, so I'm going to click no. Moving on from doing the walls, I can also do the ceiling in this room, as it may either be in disrepair or may be damaged by the works ongoing on the rest of the building. So I can go to the renovation, and I can go to ceiling renovation, and I can go to remove ceiling, replace and decorate. So in here now, I've got options. If the wallpaper on the ceiling needs to be stripped off, nope. I'm just going to go straight ahead and remove the ceiling, so yes to there. Existing thickness of plaster on ceilings, once again, we can start calculating our skippage. If the ceiling is sealed prior to plastering, apply only a skim. No, the whole thing is being done, so plasterboard and skim. So going through these options, once I'm happy with them, I can click finish, and then in the command window, it's going to ask me for a start point. Give start point there. Now I'm going to click on the end point here now, hovering over that corner, and then I just need to follow the shape that I need to replace. I'm going to follow corner to corner to corner to do the whole ceiling, and I can either click on the end there, or before I finish on the last point, press C on the keyboard, and it will infill and complete that line for me. Now once again, I have an option there to allow for plant, sundry material costs. So very similar to as I did before, I can either do them all in one go, or I can do them individually. I can click finish on this now, and then just place that in that area. Don't require any more. And once again, in this next section down here, I can say I need to replace the floorboards. So I can come down to the renovation. I can go replace existing floorboards, and then move on to say small area floor, which is the option it's given me. And what I can do now is give the thickness of the floor to be removed. Is the floor going to be insulated underneath? And also, do I wish to replace the floorboards? If I say no, it will refit the existing. On page 2, I can now put in the number of days plant I require, collection, floor debris to be removed, and also the bulking factor. Click finish, and once again, command window will ask for a start point, and I can click in a corner and draw around corner to corner as such. And before clicking on the last one, I can press C to close that off, and it will draw that whole area of floor for me. Next up, I'm going to do the door on the internal side here now. So when replacing a door, what I want to do here now is go to my drawing annotation. I'm going to mark out where this door exists, using a couple of construction lines snapped to the edges there. And if I know the size of the door or not, it's still useful to take a measurement. And what I want to do now is I want to remove that door, go to my architectural tab, go to my doors, say internal doors, and in here now, under the doors drop down, I have options for replacement panel doors, replacement fire doors, and also replacement door and its casing as well. So I'm going to go to the 864 door into blockwork, confirm the bulking factor for spoil if there is any. I can select the depth of the reveal and jam details. Now because it's going into a 100mm wall, I can leave that as 0. Moving through the options here to make sure everything is as I wish. Click finish. And what I'm going to do now to make sure I place this door exactly as it was, I'm going to set my justification as left, and I'm going to select the snap tool down here. I can press F7 for this as well, and then snap to that construction line and place that door back as it was. I can right click to drop the tool and delete items I don't wish. I can even go to delete construction lines to remove them. Now I'm done. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to replace this window. So I can see here hovering over the top, it's a PVCU window. It's 1200 deep, 1800 wide. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my architectural tab, I'm going to go to Windows, and for the windows I actually have a tool for this now. So I'm going to go to PVC replacement windows, select the replacement window there, and in here select this, well, check the fixing centers, the reveal depth, also if there's an internal window board and such, that's going to need to be changed. decorations back to this. Now because it's a PVCU, the actual painting to the window is not done, but there is options here for the perimeter sealant. Click finish, and now it's going to ask me for a entity to add treatment to. So much like the walls previously, I can click on that window there and apply the replacement window on that feature. I'm going to right click to drop the tool. I'm going to come back up here now, and I'm going to find the next window to do. But before I do, I'm going to quickly check what this window is. It's a hardwood window, so I'm going to come up to the windows. I'm going to select hardwood replacement window, select the replacement window from the menu, and once again, fixing centers, reveal depth, plastering and seal details, and then decoration specification. Because it's hardwood, it does give me options to paint this with a treatment of some kind. Click finish, and then just like the window previously and the walls, I can select the entity that I want to apply this treatment to and place those on the drawing there. Now, as we go through this, one thing I wish to point out is that when we place these labels on the drawing, they are gaining the dimensions of the item we select, but we don't actually have to leave them in that location. If you're drawing a set of plans and you don't want them interfering with what you're doing, you can actually select them and move them out of the way if you wish. So you don't actually have to have them applied to that section of drawing, but if you're doing a renovation estimate, then it's particularly useful to know what sections you've done. Finally, I'm going to come over to the section of extension I have drawn here. Now, when you draw new walls, if I bring up the options for this one here and move along to page 4, as always, it gives us the option for the blockwork to be plastered, decorated, as well as skirting board. Now, on the existing wall, that won't be there, so I'm going to actually have to plaster this separately. Now, as I've gone through this, when I've drawn these walls, I've drawn them so that this section of wall here is separate, so I can apply a treatment to this separate section of wall on its own, using just those dimensions. And as previous, I can go to the renovation, decoration, or plastering tools. In this case, it's a brand new plaster on this wall, so I'm going to go to the plastering drop down, plastering to walls. I can say plastering room there, replaster and skim walls. Yes, all walls insulated. I might not need to insulate them, so I can say no to that. I can say 0 to the centers of battens. I am going to seal these walls prior to plastering, and once again I can go through various reveal details as required. If there's new cornice, coving, click finish. I can select entity to add this treatment to, so it's going to be that existing wall there, and apply that as such. I can also go through now and decorate this. So internal wall decoration. Now we can go through the decorating options. Reveal depths again. What's to be painted. Then apply that to that wall. If I want a plant for decorating, it's a wallpaper stripper, ladder, other plant and such. Zero out, click finish. Don't require any more. There we go. Move that around as required to make it nice and tidy. Now that's done there. That's generally the essence of the renovation tools within the software. You can apply treatments to existing items using internal renovation, plastering new, decorating new. You can apply replacement window treatments, basically saying this window is going to be replaced with a new one. And in the case of internal doors, you can remove them and put in a new door with a new casing. There are many other options you have under here as well, such as ceramic wall tiling. We also have suspended ceilings under there, removal of the plaster ceilings completely, also removal of the floorboards completely as well. And we can also apply the plant separately. So there's many tools under there, and a few live under the doors and windows as well. And if I go to flooring, another one that we will find is that we have a removal of concrete slab in there for you as well. So if you have an old extension that's been demolished, you can remove that area of slab before building your new. If you have any questions on the renovation tools, you're more than welcome to give the support team a call on 0117 916 7899. That's 0117 916 7899. Thank you.